What's up guys, Nate here from The Run Experience. We are going after a pre-race warm-up routine. I got something pretty super duper for you. We're gonna talk about everything you need to know in terms of generally warming up, the drills you should be doing, the dynamic warm-up you should be doing, and the other things you can do to get that heart rate elevated for a perfect race performance. All right, first things first, before we get into our warm-up, we gotta make sure you are registered and checked in for your race. So if you had a chance to get your bib before and get everything all pinned on nicely the way you like to do it, ideally you're getting still to the race about, an hour to 45 minutes before the gun goes off. And if you haven't registered yet, give yourself a little extra time. It's always nice to not be stressed, to use the porta-john and all those lovely things that we need to do. Once you have your registration, your bib, and you've gotten everything set up and you're actually at the race site, what I like to start with about an hour to 45 minutes before the gun is a 10-minute warm-up. This is just an easy shakeout jog, burn the little nervous energy, just get you moving. In the next few segments, we're gonna talk about the specific dynamic warm-up routine. I'm actually gonna break it down and show every single piece to you. The run drills you can do pre-race to just get your body kinesthetically aware and ready for optimal mechanics in the actual race, as well as a few things you can do to get the heart rate elevated, to get that just little sheen of sweat before the race goes off so that you are ready to go. All right guys, so once we have finished our warm-up, we're gonna go ahead and stop and do our dynamic movement portion of the warm-up. And this is a great way to open up our hips and shoulders and to get ourselves mechanically ready to run well and to run faster. Such an important piece. I like to start with the upper body and work my way down, so I'm gonna start with the arms. So we're gonna start here with just some arm swings and little arm circles. And I like to do this gets a little heat in the shoulders. Slowly, we're gonna get these going a little bit larger, good. And I'm trying to keep my elbows nice and straight. A lot of times my arms tend to bend and the swings look a little pitiful like this. We don't want pitiful, we want strong. There we go. Slowly we're gonna get a little bit bigger. Then we're gonna go as big as we possibly can go. And we can go nice and slow, and then nice and fast, good. And then nice and slow again. And slowly, we're gonna get these arms going a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. And then finally, once we're out here again, we're gonna go backwards, go in the other direction. A little bit larger again as we move, a little bit larger again as we move. Good. A little bit bigger, nice and slow. Good. Nice and fast. Good. A little smaller. Then when your shoulders are really burning, you can let them go. Now we're just gonna swing, open and close, give ourselves some arm hugs, back and forth this way. There we go. Open up that chest and those shoulders. So good for working on that rotation in the upper body and just a really nice arm swing back and forth this way. And then we're gonna throw out this way. Good. Just doing about 10 to 20 of each, guys. This isn't an exact science, just to get ourselves moving. And then finally, one of my favorite ones, I'm gonna hinge over at the hip, and I'm just gonna work on a rotation through the spine. And notice that my back is nice and straight. As I move here, I'm not letting myself round, and I'm thinking about, hip to head, nice rotation all the way through, and my arms are just following back and forth this way. Perfect. Once I've got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and post up on one of my legs, and I'm gonna start one with just a little balance, just awareness to get my heel, my big foot pressed into the ground. I'm strong and connected. And I'm gonna start with some gentle leg swings. Guys, these leg swings are so crucial for opening up your hips and, once again, working on a little balance and hip stability, but really opening up that hip extension that's so valuable for when we need to run fast. So I'm gonna start to go a little bit larger. I'm gonna go 10 this direction. I'm actually gonna go 10 diagonal. As you can see, I'm struggling with my balance a little bit. That's also the point of this. Working on a little bit of balance exercises there. Good, back and forth. Once I've got 10 of those, I'm gonna kick back into this long lunge. Belly's tight, I'm nice and upright. I've driven this back hip forward. Notice that my heel's off the ground and my foot's not flat this way. So it's gonna be up here. I'm actually gonna go up and down here 10 times. I like to bring this arm up overhead, just a little extra stretch, really priming and opening up this hip, guys. That's what we're going for. Once I've got 10 of those, again, I'm just showing you the express version. Both hands are gonna go on the ground nice and low. And now I'm gonna work on my hips. Good. My hip circle is one of my favorite positions, just a way to really get deep into this hamstring and this glute, to also continue to work on the hip extension here. Back and forth. I'm gonna floss through this front leg, back and forth. Good, just to prime that hamstring. I got 10 of those. Woo! Stand up tall, wash, rinse, repeat on the other side. Now we are ready for our run drill portion. All right, guys, our next segment is going to be some running drills. This is just a way to prime the system, to get those legs firing a little bit faster, and to really working on, especially on pulling those legs up off the ground. That helps with your cadence, that helps with that quicker, lighter footfall, and that just more athletic, graceful running, which we're going for. So we're gonna get started with some high knees, some butt kicks, and a little bit of straight leg running as well, just to fire up those shins. And I'm gonna do 2 waves of each. So the first thing I'm gonna start is just a very gentle high knee, about 50% effort. And notice that I'm not going that fast. It's more about picking those legs up. Good. And that's about as far as I'm gonna go. I'm gonna turn around, jog back. Good. We're gonna go high knees again, a little bit higher. Trying to get those knees up higher. I'm taller. This works my abs a little bit more. High knees sucks. I hate it. Oh God. And then just going from there. But so useful for getting ourselves really warmed up and moving. Such a valuable thing. Fantastic. Once we got that done, we're gonna do the same thing with our butt kicks. About a 50% butt kick. Tall, hips are forward. Really just thinking about pulling my heels up behind me. Nice work. Good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go back. Good. Excellent. In this angle, I want you to see from behind a little bit more how I'm picking those heels up. I'm really trying to get those heels all the way up to my butt. Good. Good. We got that done. Beautiful. Good. Now, this next segment, it's gonna be a little straight leg running. It's a great way to fire up my hip flexors a little bit more, and also to get my shins going. So it's gonna just be here. I'm just gonna be on the balls of my feet, back and forth this way, nice straight leg. Good. Jogging back. And you can see I'm kind of constantly moving as I do this. And then we're gonna go one more, maybe a little quicker, a little bigger with those feet. Nice work. So those are some of my 3 favorites go to before a race. It doesn't have to be those. You could add some lateral shuffle, some karaoke, or just some other drills you're working on, but pick 2 to 3, work on them, get yourselves moving. We'll get us keyed up next for our striders, which is really gonna open up our heart rate. That is in the next segment. All right, so I've got an empty stretch of road here, so I'm going to do a few striders. I like these striders to be 50 to 75 yards meters in length. I'm gonna start slower running, and then I'm gonna gradually lift my pace and go beyond race pace. And this is just leg turnover. Again, get the heart rate elevated. I'm gonna basically jog super slow on the way back. I'm gonna do maybe 5 of those, all depending. So we're gonna start nice and slow, working our way. Good. Slowly, we're gonna increase our speed, increase our speed, increase our speed. And just keep going. Slow it down. I lost my camera woman for a second. It's all right, Holly's in between races. She's racing hard this weekend, so we don't want to tire out too much. We're just gonna walk our way back, and we're gonna go ahead and just do a few more of those. Remember, as I'm doing those arm swings, as I'm doing those drills, those striders, I don't know where my brain is, I am working on just really nice arm swing, letting my stride length naturally open up, but I'm starting with a pretty high turnover. We're gonna do one more, a little faster. We'll see how this goes. Hey, Holly, why don't you stay there? I'll go back a little bit. Here we go. And just again, about 50 to 75 meters, starting small, starting to build speed, build speed, build speed. Whew. Start to slow it down, and as you can see, I've got a nice little sheen, a nice little sweat. My heart rate is elevated. My temperature is elevated. I've opened up my hips and my shoulders. I've worked on those drills. I've gotten everything I need to get done to have a good race. Ideally, I've timed this to end about 10 to 15 minutes before the start of my race. Gives me that last opportunity, grab a little water. Depending on what I'm doing, that last little piece of fuel, that last little trip to the Porta-John, last little prayer to the heavens, whatever you need to do before your race. But if you do this and you start to do this regularly, you're gonna set yourself up for a really good performance. Guys, it's not just about the warm-up, it's actually about everything we do as a runner in terms of making us strong and injury-free, and that's why we have a free 2-week quick start program just for you. It encapsulates our favorite run warm-up exercises to do, little warm-up routines. It involves some of our favorite strength exercises, go-to things that you could add, after your run or on another day, as well as our favorite injury prevention mobility. And you got 2 weeks of it, and you start to do these and you really understand how we think about how to train runners and how to keep you strong and healthy all the way. All you need to do to get it is click a link at the end of this video, or there's a link down in the description. You'll go to a page where you enter your name and email, and I'll be able to personally send you your 2-week quick start. How about that? If you like this video, guys, let us know. We always like to hear that. Hit that like button right down below. Drop a comment if you have any questions on some of the things we did, any requests. We always love to hear that. And of course, subscribe to our channel. We got so much great stuff coming out each and every week, and we want you in the know. Guys, I'll catch you in the next video.